Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm taking a look, I'm actually over here grabbing a big box off the ground, but I'm taking a look and unboxing two of the newest expansions for 2GM from Draco Ideas. So 2GM, and I'm going to butcher this, so I apologize to my Spanish brethren, but 2GM stands for Guerre Mondiale, which is World War, and then the 2 is World War II. So that's why the system is called 2GM Tactics, which I think is kind of a catchy name. It works, right? So here is the base game, and I think this, I want to say this is 3rd edition. I just played this a couple of weeks ago with a friend, not Alexander. Very much enjoyed it. This is a card-based tactical war game. And the cards are laid out on a board very similar to what you would see in the classic game Up Front, where you are moving up rows on a board, trying to get to the other person's headquarters at the other end of the board, and then destroy that while fighting units along the way. Very light, but a very interesting and unique card war game. So I backed this Kickstarter a couple of months ago, well, probably 6 months ago, last summer. And it finally fulfilled about maybe 5-6 weeks ago. But there were 2 expansions, 2GM France and 2GM Total War. So these are basic expansions to the base game where you can just add these cards in to expand the offerings that you have. Sorry, I have a fire truck going by. But let's go ahead and just briefly look in the boxes. These are tiny little boxes. And you can do one of 2 things. You could empty all the contents into your base game. I believe that there's enough room for that in the base game. But you can also keep these neat little boxes and stack them on top of your base game. So this is France. Let's go ahead and look at the back of the box. It comes with a small rules book, 110 new cards, a new headquarters, and that's the base that you're trying to reach, and then a 10-sided die that has the French symbol used during World War II on it. But there's a look at the back. Very good production as far as the box quality, thickness, sturdiness, and I very much like the art. I think it looks really good. So when you open it, I went ahead and opened these cards. Here are a bunch of new cards, and you can see they are for the different factions or nations that are present in the game. You have some Italian cards, German cards, the new French cards, which there are quite a few of those, additional German, some American, Japanese. I do not own the Pacific, so these are going to be cards that I'll just put in the box in case one day I do acquire those. So this is, well, it's Indian troops, so that's cool. I was trying to figure out what that, but yeah, more French cards. So these are just additional cards that you're going to add to the game. These are general cards, and your generals specifically give you different advantages. Very important to get a general out. And then you do have a flak term or a flak tower that is available here. On the back is the Reichstag. So this is, these can be objectives or different terrains that you're going to try to attack. Real quick, I will describe to you what's on the card. Although I'm not an expert, we played twice. Movement value is in the upper right. The cost to play the card is here on the left. You need 2 points, and you're going to gain these. I think they're called supply points every round based on the number of rows you control, and then other cards which will add to that number. Very cool. These are things like its range, whether it has anti-armor or explosive. This is its health, and I think, or this is its defense, and then this number is its health. They also have a unique little special ability. Here it says hit the dirt, and these are mountaineers. But you can see there's all different types of cards. These are just going to deepen and broaden the offerings that you have for your base game. I think the art is very good. I think the graphic design is very good. You've got some French tanks there. Here you have some French aircraft. You have a side-by-side motorcycle, some supplies. Just a very unique and interesting game that I very much enjoyed. Here is the little rules booklet. It just describes the new components and then some of the special abilities that come with these new cards. There are some advanced rules that you can add. We did play with the advanced rules, and I think I would recommend that. Definitely was good. Here is the double-sided headquarter card. One side is in Spanish. Excuse me. The other side is in English. Here it says it generates +1 AP. That AP is the action points or your supply points that I referred to earlier. You can also max storage 11 of those, so carrying over from round to round, because sometimes units cost more than you have, and you're going to need to save up to kind of be able to buy those. This also has a hit point value, and once again, you're moving across the board tactically to get here, destroying units as you go, and then attacking the headquarters, ultimately with the goal of destroying them. Here are 2 more packs of cards. There's a player aid as well. There are a bunch of French cards here. And as you would imagine, this is the French expansion, so it's going to have more of the French cards. I'm not going to open those up because I kind of already showed you. One of the cool elements, they do provide a 10-sided die, and you can see it has that French symbol on it. You are going to roll these, and you have to roll a certain number in order to hit. So this is really a nice addition, I think, to the game. So let's move on to the Total War, and let's flip this over. I do want to read a little bit about that. This box includes cards of new nations that actively participated in World War II to join either the Allies or the Axis. There are also reinforcement cards for the already existing nations in the TGM Tactics series. So once again, more cards. These cards broaden the game experience and provide greater variety when building and customizing your deck. I think that's something I didn't talk about. One of the cool elements is some of the scenarios just say build an army deck of 100 points, and each of those has a point value, and you're going to include those in your deck with the understanding you need some small units, you need mid-sized units, you need support things, vehicles, supplies, events, and you're going to put that deck together. Really a very unique and interesting game. Let's go ahead and open up the 2GM Total War. It also has a rule book explaining some of the new elements there. I'm going to go ahead and open these cards, and I probably should have opened them because you're going to watch me struggle here for the next 30 seconds as I try desperately to get a rip started, which I just did. All right, so I'm going to be able to open it up. I should have done this beforehand. I apologize. The cards are really sturdy. They're well made. And once again, love the art. I just love the art. Look at that. It's just very, very cool. All different types. These are Aussie units. You've got those kangaroo symbols, which is very, very cool. These are, I call these Indian, but I'm not really sure. These would be maybe Commonwealth. You've got some different infantry units here. Not sure what nation that is. Chinese units, which is cool to add to your Pacific, which I do not own the Pacific. You have mounted, these are Polish infantry, I think. Some more French infantry. You have some aircraft. The planes are very cool, very powerful, but they are kind of sometimes shot down pretty easily, or even just one shots. There's a KV-2, a couple of different other types of tanks, some French tanks, an artillery pack gun of some kind, and then you've got just different events. Remember, I made the comment that you're going to build your deck with all different types of cards. So there's those cards, but that's just two decks there. The other thing that I wanted to show you, and we discussed this in our most recent monthly update, monthly debrief video, This was an add-on to the Kickstarter. I think it cost $5 in euros, probably $6 in US dollars. But it's a little flak tower dice tower, right? So you can see it's just made out of cardboard. So you literally put it together. It's fairly sturdy. You're not going to destroy this thing easily, but you're also not going to be able to stand on it. So when I say sturdy, I mean it's put together fairly well. But you can see it has, like, these are stairs on the outside. You see a guy standing guard at a door. Here you see a guy kind of walking his patrol. Here you have a guy outside of a door smoking. You have an artillery peeping out through that slit. I thought this was really cool. I was very much excited to add that to my pledge because extra things and more cool things like a great little dice tower is always welcome. So there you have it. That is 2GM France and 2GM Total War from 2GM Tactics, made by Draco Ideas. I really want to play this game with Alexander because it's fun, unique, interesting, plays fairly quickly, 45 minutes to an hour. It's a war game. It gives you a lot of meat, but plays pretty easily. The rules aren't overly burdensome. So there you have it. Very much glad I backed this on Kickstarter. I want to say all this stuff was like $35, which is pretty good. You're going to have a tough time getting the base game in English, but good luck. I do believe Noble Knight has some of those, so check those out. But there you have it. 2GM Tactics France and Total War expansions. Appreciate you watching. I've been Grant from the Player's Aid.